Jonathan Lee Riches investigates Sherri Papini. Back in the news again. Remember Sherri? The convicted kidnapping hoaxer. The woman who claimed two Hispanic women kidnapped her. Ended up being a hoax years ago. And then she confessed to this kidnapping hoax. Got sentenced to 18 months in federal prison. Got released early. Like 10 months into her sentence. She got released 8 months early. Well, she's back in the news. And she's back in court. A divorce proceeding between her and her husband, Keith. I want to share some information about what is going on with Sherri Papini. Check it out. So the Daily Mail is reporting kidnap hoaxer Sherri Papini cries in court as she faces off against ex-husband Keith in court during divorce hearing as they argue about finances, including a $3,200 Best Buy bill. Serial hoaxer Sherri Papini, she's 41, appeared in court on October 23rd to face off with her estranged husband, Keith Papini, who she was married to for 13 years. The mother of two served just over 10 months of an 18-month prison stint and was released on September 29th. So right after she got out, she's back in court. She was back in court in California over finances as they look to finalize their divorce. She made national news headlines in 2016 after she faked her own kidnapping to be with her former lover, as she claimed her then husband Keith was abusive. Keith filed for divorce in April of 2022, days after Sherri pleaded guilty to the hoax. He sought full custody of the couple's two children. During this week's courtroom drama, Sherri looked solemn, and as she wiped away tears from her eyes as she and her ex sparred over finances, including insurance money paid for home repairs and a $3,200 Best Buy bill racked up by Sherri, who reportedly went on a spending spree in August of 2022. Sherri also took the witness stand and invoked the Fifth Amendment when she asked about her own finances. Her appearance comes weeks after she skipped a court hearing, and Keith alleged that her legal team refuses to speak to him. What's going on? There's a picture of her crying. Yeah. Last month, Sherri skipped out at her first scheduled court hearing that was slated for October 10th. Her estranged husband claims her legal team refuses to speak to him. The couple, who were married for 13 years, have two children, Tyler, 11, and Violet, 9. In November 2016, Sherri vanished for 22 days as Keith agonized over her disappearance and pleaded for her safe return. At the time, he said, "I'm going to do everything I can to find my wife." When Sherri finally surfaced on Thanksgiving Day, nearly 150 miles away from her home, she claimed she was kidnapped and tortured by two Hispanic women. Keith reportedly believed his wife's story. She was arrested for the hoax and was placed in a low-security women's federal prison, Victorville, 75 miles northeast of Los Angeles. She was granted a plea deal after she confessed to the hoax. Days after his wife's admission, Keith filed for divorce and sought custody of the couple's two children. Yeah. After she was sentenced to 18 months in prison, she was released in late September, 8 months early. She was also ordered to pay a $300,000 fine. The case has been described as real-life Gone Girl, based on the book and movie with a similar plot. Some of the finances the couple have been fighting about included unpaid credit card bill and Sherri's bid for a share of the insurance payout he received following the Fawn fire that scorched large swaths of Shasta County, including Redding, in October 2021. According to Keith, Sherri went on a spree spending $3,200 over 15 days in August 2022 with no means of paying it back on a credit card that he obtained for her to try to boost her credit score. Well, there you go. A statement including court papers show she racked up a $571.72 tab on Airbnb, made a $254 splurge at a local branch of Walmart, paid two bills, one $149 and $218 at a branch of Kohl's in Chico. Additionally, charges include multiple payments she made to Amazon, including a Prime membership, spent $933 on legal fees, and splashed $161 at an upscale Northern California grocery store, Rallies. At one point, Sherri was seen wiping tears from her eyes as she talked about wanting her share of the money earned as a couple. Both Keith claims it was spent on living expenses and a $500 a month allowance for his mom while they lived with her. Sherri said she didn't know about the payment, and Keith's control over the money left her with nothing. During the hearing, Sherri took the stand and repeatedly invoked the fifth when she asked about her own finances. She also spoke on how she paid her part of the family expenses before she claimed she was kidnapped. Since her release, she has moved to a small community called Red Bluff, approximately 30 miles from the family home, to start anew. A judge granted Keith temporary custody of the two children as the divorce proceedings go through the court. So he gets the custody. What's up with her finances? What is this all about? What do you think? So Sherri, according to the ex, went on a spending spree right before she went to prison for the kidnapping hoax. She pled the fifth. She was on the stand and she pleads the fifth, not to reveal her own finances. The judge in this divorce proceedings granted temporary custody, the two children that they have, to Keith, her husband, or now soon to be ex-husband, probably ex-husband, if you're watching this video later on. What is going on with Sherri? Does she have not only a lying problem, but does she have a financial problem? What's up with the invoking the fifth? Does she have a lot of money hidden? She doesn't want that revealed. Remember, she owes, in her federal case, $300,000. Does she not want to reveal the money that she has because she thinks the government will come after her for that money? And why did she spend all this money on a credit card that her and Keith owned? Right before she went to prison? I am following this case extensively. It's wild stuff, right? Sherri Papini. These kidnapping hoax, they do a lot of damage to the community. Some people even say what Sherri Papini did was a racial hate crime because you're blaming somebody of the opposite race for doing a kidnapping. Kind of similar to the Carlee Russell case. We've been following the Carlee Russell case. Remember, Carlee Russell blamed a white guy with orange hair, kind of looked like Ronald McDonald. She claims that ended up being a hoax. Wild stuff. I have a feeling with Sherri Papini, we're going to be seeing and hearing more about her. I don't think she's going to ride off into the sunset, kind of being obscured from the public. I think there's more that is going to come out with this woman. Unless you think she accepted responsibility and she's innocent as far as moving forward and she won't get in any more trouble. What's your thoughts on that? Covering this case extensively. I got videos up on her. It's wild stuff. It just something just tells me we're gonna see more and hear more from Sherri Papini. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. I'll be reading your comments. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.